living good. Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good. Everybody living good. I want for my brother what I want for myself.
The sun is shining. The air is clear. My folks are smiling. No need for fear. The kids are learning what they should learn. Finally, folks are earning what they should earn.
I want all my people around me. Everybody living good. Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good. Everybody living good. One for my brother, one for myself.
If there's enough for one, there's enough for two. It starts with me and it starts with you. It's complicated, but it's simple too. Just like patience, sharing is a virtue. Show folks where you stand. Lend a hand when you can to your fellow man. Over plan for the day when you can't work the way you used to.
I want all my people around me. Everybody living good. Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good. Everybody living good. One for my brother, one for myself.
All my people, yeah. All my people. All my people, yeah. All my people, yeah. All my people, yeah. All my people. All my people. Oh, 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 oh. I want all my people around me. I want all my people around me. Everybody living good. Everybody's eating good. And everybody's.
I want all my people around me. Everybody living good.
And the children.
Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good.
And the children.
Everybody living good. One for my brother, one for myself.
Moral of the story is, one for my brother when I want for myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Come on.
I want all my people around me. Everybody living good. Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good. Everybody living good. One for my brother, what I want for
The sun is
myself.
shining. The air is clear. My folks are smiling. No need for fear. The kids are learning what they should learn. Finally, folks are earning what they should earn.
I want all my people around me. Everybody living good. Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good. Everybody living good. One for my brother, one for myself.
If there's enough for one, there's enough for two. It's starts with me and it starts with you. It's complicated, but it's simple too. Just like patience, sharing is a virtue. Show folks where you stand. Lend a hand when you can to your fellow man. Hold the plan for the day when you can't work the way you used to.
I want all my people around me. Everybody living good. Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good. Everybody eating good. One for my brother, one for myself.
All my people, yeah. All my people. All my people, yeah. All my people, yeah. All my people, yeah. All my people. All my people. Oh, 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 oh. I want all my people around me. I want all my people around me. Everybody living good. Everybody's eating good. And everybody's.
I want all my people around me. Everybody living good.
And the children.
Everybody eating good. Everybody chilling. I want all my people around me. Everybody eating good.
And the children.
Everybody eating good. One for my brother, one for myself.
Welcome, folks, to Power Up Lunch and Learn How Your Bees, who you smoke trees with. I'm Curry Woods with MerlinHousePros.com, and this is
Harriet Golden One with I Golden One Realty and Concierge, and we have a special guest today.
special guest. So you tell them who you are.
Yeah, I'm Carlos Carroll. Carlos Carroll buys homes.
Carlos Carroll buys home. So cool. Carlos Carroll buys home. Carlos going to join us today as we end the year. I'd like to, first of all, thank everybody. I said, wow, we're going to get that. Wow. We thank everybody for for being with us throughout the years. We appreciate you guys. We really, really appreciate you very, very much. And this will be the last time that you see us live on air before the end of the year. Sorry about that. You're going to have to tune in next year if you want to see us again. What we got going?
Oh, well, we want to talk about our new goals for 2018 and just revisit how 2017 went for you. And it may have been an awesome year because it was an awesome year for me, but that doesn't mean I want to repeat the same thing in 2018. I want it to be better. So I want to fine tune some things that I've been doing, as well as mention and share with you guys things that you can incorporate if you haven't, and moving forward to 2018, because we always want to be greater than the year before.
And we're going to talk to Carlos. Carlos was saying something about his goals earlier that I wanted him to share again with you guys live. But before I was talking about the stock market and with the taxes and the Republicans. I mean, nothing lasts forever, guys. It's like only thing out there that lasts forever is what? The universe. That's not going nowhere. So, look, the thing with the tax, I was telling you, the stock market, what happened with this big tax break as a company. These guys got these big tax breaks. They almost got their taxes cut in half from like 39% down to like 20 or something like that, 21, almost in half. And with that revenue, they were saying that they would use that revenue. They wasn't saying that. The Republicans were saying that with that revenue, they would use that revenue that they saved to create jobs. But what I seen was I think it was AT&T and probably a lot of Fortune 500 companies going to follow stop because these Fortune 500 companies already had trillions of dollars worth of liquid assets, so they didn't really need that tax cut. But AT&T, right after it was passed, they fired like 1,000 people or like 300 or 1,000 people like that. So what happened was when they cut these taxes, it increases their revenue and increases their dividends that they can pay out to the shareholders. And I was talking about the stock markets, 3 ways to get paid when you invest in stocks. And when you invest in stocks, you are investing in a portion of a company. That's why if you own 51% of the shares of a particular stock, you actually own the major say-so in that company. So what happens is three ways to get paid. You get paid when the stock prices increases and you actually sell your stock, or you can get paid in dividends where they pay them in quarterly, which most companies don't do anymore, or you can get paid when the company actually buy back the stock, and most people prefer when the company buy back the stock now. So what they're going to do with this money most likely is buy back the stock, buy back more portions of that company where it's going to increase the revenues for those shareholders. And I was saying, if you consume something on a regular, basis, I don't care if you go and use a certain brand every day and you're not a part owner, you don't have shares of that brand, then you're missing out. You might want to educate yourself on the stock market and how it works. And it's just like real estate. You can't get in and expect a quick turnaround. It's for long term. You make money in the stock market when you invest long term. And, as an investor, these new tax laws, they in our favor. As a real estate investor, the president is a real estate investor, and the tax laws in our favor. You want to sit down with your accountant or your CPA, ask them about the pass-through income. Ask them, is your business entity set up in favor of the new tax law? Because if not, you can end up losing, but it's in favor of a real estate investor right now. I mean, the next couple of years should be in our favor, and it should look really good. So whatever you've done this year, you should look at almost doubling it in the next couple of years. So this is really, really great time for real estate investors. But as an employee, don't look good, guys. If you live in Ohio income states, don't look good. As a business owner, it's great, but as an employee, don't look good. Next 2 years, you're gonna be hurt. What do you think, Carlo?
Yeah, I think so. That's one of my goals for this year is restructuring and, going from the LLC to the subchapter S Corp.
Okay.
And becoming an employee of my own incorporation.
See, what? Tell us a little bit what you do. Tell them who you are, what you do.
Yeah, so I've been fixing and flipping in the PG County and DC area for about 10 or 11 years now. So I pretty much buy, fix up, and resell, and I also buy and hold. Okay. And so looking to increase the volume for this year, double what I did last year.
You did how many million last year?
I did, yeah. Working my way to 7 figures this year.
Cool.
So.
Cool. I think what's our goals for this year? We did, man. What's some numbers we written down? Okay, 780,000, then 4.8 million, and together that's 5.5 million in total net. We got this laid out, which is really, really cool. It may sound like ridiculous numbers, but that's on the minimum. That's the minimum of what we gonna bring in next year, which is really, really cool.
Ooh, awesome. So, Carlos, expand on, you briefly told us what you do. Expand on that. How did you get into real estate and all those great things, and why?
Well, I could go way, way back. So, for me, it started looking at infomercials, and I don't know how familiar everybody is. Yeah, so my first infomercial was Carlton Sheets. He would just talk about how you can get into investing with no money down, and how you can experience financial freedom through real estate investing. And so that just sparked my interest, and it took me some time because like everything else, when you're new, it's really hard, and you had that fear of uncertainty and fear of failure, and I just got around other people that were doing it. Started going to local real estate investment club meetings, and meeting people and learning and finding out what the local investors were doing. And so once I plugged in on that level, that's when the business started kind of picking up. Because once you around people that are doing it and you see that it's possible, then it kind of gives you,
the motivation.
It gives you, the courage to, just do it. And then you have people to talk to when you run into issues, because I've paid into what they call them, the out-of-state gurus.
The gurus, the national
right,
gurus.
And I'm not knocking it, but, when it really comes to what's going on in your local market, is you need to deal with local people.
Yeah. And you say you was new. You just took the initiative and you actually took action, right? So when you go on to these events, because I know people been going to these events for years, and they just go to these RIA meetings and they doing nothing at all. So if you was brand new, Carlos, to the real estate investing, you say, hey, I want to get started. What would you recommend to somebody that's brand new, say, hey, I want to jump into this business? How would you suggest they get started?
Yeah, so if I had it to do all over again, I probably would have shadowed somebody that was already in the business.
Right.
Because what I see is it cuts your learning curve in half by, thousands and thousands of dollars, because they just looking at it from a different set of eyes, because they have experienced some things. So I would get with a local person that, you could trust, and, you're gonna have to sift through the good and bad people out here, which we always have to do, but that would be the thing that I would do first. I would get with somebody that is successfully doing it and has documented proof of deals done, closings, title companies that they've dealt with, private lenders, hard money lenders, contractors, and just shadow them.
Yeah.
You
say it right then, because it's a lot of people that talk the talk, right? But they just talkers. They'll take you down. They'll take you down the road. They know this inside their mind, but they never picked up a hammer, never wholesaled, probably never done anything.
Right.
And not to talk bad about people. They exist in this area, guys. I see them all the time, and they yap, and they what I call opportunists. And they looking to take an opportunity of the new people, right? And we see it all the time, especially like these national gurus, like the ones that come to town every 3 months and charge people tens of thousands of dollars, and they leave. And then you out there on your own, and you end up going to a local RIA, finding somebody like Carlos that's doing what they're doing, and they could have saved you that tens of thousands. Because I tell you right now, if you took that money that you pay these guys and you put it into marketing, that $10,000-$20,000 can turn into $1 million easy,
Right.
if you done it, if you're doing it the right way, right?
Yeah, I definitely agree.
No question for you. Since you said your advice to someone who's interested in moving forward to learn investing, you suggest they would shadow someone in the business who is successful and has documented proof. Do you mentor folks as well?
Yes. So right now I'm currently working with like 4 individuals that I've met. A lot of people reach out and they call your they call your advertisements, and they want to learn. And so I tell people all the time, just come on out, and I schedule times with them. And I know the ones that are serious, because they will. If you're serious, you're gonna keep showing up.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And so time always tell. But I'm working with 4 people, and just in the fourth quarter. So I basically started in the fourth quarter, and we got like 3 deals done in the fourth quarter, because instead of charging people for the information, I'm saying let's partner up, let's JV on marketing strategies.
Cool.
Which we already know that real estate investment is basically a marketing business on the front end.
Yep.
Before you touch any hammer or get anything under contract, you're gonna do marketing first. So, I got with them, and we partnered up on marketing campaigns, and that's how we've gotten deals done. So I purchased one up in Petworth. We got one in District Heights and on Newkirk, and then one we wholesaled over in Glass Manor, Oxon Hill. Okay. And so, and then once we do something, I walk them through the whole transaction so that they can
earn while they learn.
There you go.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead.
So on some of your deals, you're wholesaling. On some of them, you're prehabbing, and some of them you're rehabbing.
Right. When you say prehab,
Paint, carpet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, I wish I can run into some of those right now, but it seems like those, that's like a needle in a haystack. So pretty much everything I get it's been full guts lately. But some of them I rehab, some of them I wholesale, and some of them I hold on to.
Okay. So what's your formula behind that? Because I know I've been to different investor meetings and spoken with investors, and some of them say, well, I have a formula. I know that I'm going to wholesale 1, 2. The third one's going to be a rehab or a prehab, and then they start that cycle over. Do you have a formula, or how do you figure what you're going to wholesale and what you're going to rehab?
Oh, okay. So properties that I my formula is once I get to about 3 or 4 rehabs, then I'm pretty much wholesaling after that because of
Time constraints.
well, not really time, but real estate can take a lot of money when you're rehabbing. So, to keep money freed up and to keep your marketing going, because you can easily get bogged down by 1 or 2 projects and then your marketing stops. So, the wholesaling helps keep, day-to-day operating capital flowing. And then so the properties that I've been holding are the ones that, that I can, pretty much pay cash for.
Sweet.
You know,
Sweet. Smart man. I talk about that all the time. You wholesale till you got enough money to pay cash. Go get that property cash, do what you're going to do. Then you keep that wholesale machine running the whole time. That's sweet. Smart idea.
Right.
Smart idea. So how do you plan on expanding your business in 2018?
Well, one of my main goals this year is to just give away all the information that I have. Like I want to, because I feel like
talked
it'll
about
come
that,
back
didn't we?
100-fold. So
Yep.
give away the information and the experience that I have. I want to give it away.
Yep.
To whoever's willing to stay in and learn.
Guys, you hear that? He giving it away. Giving it away. If you want to learn, you serious about it, you're going to give it away. You guys, you got some people coming through our training too, right? We partnered up on some things. You got some people coming.
So you said what the second Saturday?
Yes, the first Saturday, 6th in January, right?
Yeah, January 6th.
January 6th.
And let's pause for a moment just to say that you have a class coming. Carrie has a class starting on January 6th at 10 a.m. So if you're interested, go on to homecommunityman.com. You can type that in for the folks. One thing that is great, and I've heard it from every person who is successful, a lot of their business information they give away because, like Carlos stated, it comes back to you like in 100-fold when you give that information out. And I think in this community, people are afraid to share information. And those people who are afraid to share information, are you as successful as you really could be? And why do you want to hold on to that information? Me, for one, and that's one of my goals for 2018, is to share more of the information and more of the things that I have learned to become successful, and share it and give it away for free. Because when you put it out in the universe and you're helping other people and you've been blessed, you can only be a blessing to other people, and it just keeps coming and coming and coming. So if you run into people who don't want to share, that may be somebody you don't want to have in your space.
That's
Right.
true. Back to the goals, Carlos. Before we came on the air, you was talking about your goals and how you actually have them so you can actually come. You set a reminder so every 3 times a day, pretty much. Can you speak on that and how you do that?
Right. So what I did was I wrote down my list of goals,
Okay.
and then I recorded myself reading them, and then I set my calendar on my phone to alert me at 3 times a day, like 7, 12, and 6, to remind me, pray, read your goals. And then I also listen to them as well while
While you're working.
I'm working throughout the day.
That's cool.
And so to get it down in your subconscious, so you don't even have to think about it. Because, getting it in your subconscious, that's on a whole nother level.
Yeah, we talk about that all the time. It's like, yeah, if you can conceive it in your mind and believe it and keep telling you to program your mind,
achieve it.
you can achieve it. It's
Because
about,
the media understands
they do.
how to get in people's subconscious, so we got to do that same tactic on ourselves, and you know what I mean.
Yeah. I always said what I said last time was you feed yourself all the time, right? Then you let that television or the social media feed your mind.
Right.
Feed your own mind. Because, whatever you feed your mind, whatever you constantly think about, that's what you become, or that becomes your reality, right?
Right.
Cool. So how successful would you with that before you start doing your goals and after you start doing your goals? Did you see a big change when you start calculating your goals?
Yeah. So I was kind of all over the place. I couldn't get anything accomplished. But what I would do was go back and read over your goals, and then once you start to read over your goals, then you can start checking things off.
Boom.
In fact, I did this, I did this, I did this, and is like, and of course, I mean, it's good if you can get 100% of your things on your list done.
Right.
But I mean, if you could complete 50% of your list or 75% of your list, that's good. You know, so that's what I did when I went back and looked at the things that I did. I completed about 75% of the
That's so
things that I
cool.
put on there, and then I just carried the stuff over to the next year.
But at least you had a target.
Right.
You know, it's like you wasn't going to the range and just shooting. You don't
Right.
even know if you're hitting the target
Right.
or not. That's
Shooting in the
sweet.
dark.
So what's your goals? What's your goals for 2018? How big you want to be?
I mean, for me, mine is just, you know, to be able to.
Double
Just-
that 10 million you got.
Mine is not even really
Financial.
Yeah, financial. Mine is just more so freedom.
Right.
You know, to be able to, you know, not have to wake up to an alarm clock. You know, to have my business, you know, self-sufficient, whereas though it can run without me.
Yep.
You know, to also teach. Well, it was just teach one person a year
Right.
to do a real estate deal, but now, you know, I'm trying to, you know,
Teach as many as possible.
teach as many as possible, and you know, to increase the volume of fix and flips and the properties that I held
Cool.
to double it for 2018.
Sweet. We got some of the pretty much the same goals. We can show you exactly how to put your business on autopilot.
Right.
It's really, really simple.
Right.
It's easier than you think it. We'll show you. So
Right.
we're gonna show Carlos that for free. What about your goals? What you got?
Oh, I have a list of goals. Goals. Actually, I brought them today because I have so many people who are inboxing me or texting me asking about, you know, goals, or people that I mentor who I haven't gotten to their goals, and I think they think that I don't do mine. So this is just a list. I don't know if they can see it really because of the lighting.
Yeah, please show it to me.
Is it even working up there? But I do goals not only at the end of the year, but I even revisit like 6 months through, sometimes quarterly through, and go through what I've done. But the important thing with goals and writing them down, you want to have a plan behind those goals. You don't want to just write them down and they're down and out there without a plan. How are you going to achieve those goals? You know, when are you going to achieve them? And like Carlos said, if you revisit your goals, whether it's quarterly or halfway through, and you say, hey, I didn't do A, B, C, or D, that's fine. Pick up where you're at and keep it moving, because you can always restructure your plan to meet the goals. The thing is to stay consistent, be persistent, and stay motivated and keep moving forward. And what I learned, and I've probably been doing like vision boards and goal setting and planning for probably like the past 11, 12 years, maybe a little bit more. But what I learned before that, when I was just, you know, working that job, that I really didn't have a plan. I had things in my subconscious, in my mind, that I wanted to do, but I wasn't taking action the way that I should. So when I really started writing down my goals and putting a plan of action in place, things turned around, and I started to believe different and think different as well, because, I mean, I'm not a religious person, but your spirituality and how you believe is paramount in who you are and moving forward. And I also stress, stop asking people who don't have a plan of action or who aren't doing what you're doing or have that experience, hey, should I do A, B, C, and D? Go surround yourself with people who are doing what you want to do, who are willing to share it or have that knowledge, because someone without that plan or with that knowledge, they don't know. If they're just at home looking at television all day, having the news feed into them or reality shows, and then you're buying into that hype, then what can they tell you?
Yeah, if you ask somebody what they think, you know, he's like, how can you ask them what they think? They're going to give you their opinion. Their opinion is based on their experience, based on their bias. If you ask, like, some people, it's like going to a car dealer and like, oh, man, which car should I buy? it's going to be based on their experience. Based, they don't know what fits you. And you say it all the time. What's for you is for you. What's for you is for you. Nobody can take it away from. Nobody else can say what's for you. You know, you got to go off your intuition. I don't care if they say, "Oh, this perfect for this crowd. This for this crowd." What's for you is for you.
Right.
And you know, your vibes and your universe, your vibes and your actions going to connect you with people. You know, when you start vibing on a certain vibe, it's going to connect you with people on that certain vibe. You know, so when you move to that next level, it's going to connect you with people on that next level. And Carlos spoke on freedom, and I think that's one of the things that we all strive for. You know, we want that freedom. It's not about the money, and I tell people all the time, it's not. You can make millions of dollars and get everything in the world you want, but if you got to get up and go to a job to get that, you're not really free. You know, you're not really free. When that job is gone, now you're struggling. All that money is gone. You know, it's the difference between being rich and being wealthy. You know, my goal is not only the freedom, but I want the wealth. You know, rich people, you know, they got the money. They can go buy what they want, and it's cool. But the wealthy people, you know, guys, you want to get to this, the wealthy people have passive income or residual income that comes in on a regular, where they got more passive or residual income than they have bills. And the passive income is getting bigger and bigger, where the bills are getting less and less. So you get to the point where you just got a cash flow that's going to carry over generation after generation after generation. So don't make it your goal to be rich. You know, try to build that wealth so you can leave a legacy for your family. It's not for your family, leave it for somebody else, but try to enjoy it while you're here. You know, say, hey, I want to enjoy this time while we're here. So when you set your goals, set your goals, and then put a plan in place to achieve your goals. You know, what you got to do on a weekly, on a monthly, on a daily, on an hourly basis to achieve your goals. And you ask yourself, you know, a lot of times, is this what I'm doing right now lead me towards my goal? You know, is what I'm doing right now lead me towards my goal? I got a daily schedule that I use, and the daily schedule is in coordination with my goals. So I know if I stick to that schedule, I have no choice but to be on point with my goals. But as soon as I get off track, get sideloaded, then I'm not on my goals. And I sit down, I check my goals every quarter, you know, 4 times a year. So do I need to readjust? I'm on schedule. The first quarter is like, hey, where am I? Am I on point? Do I need to adjust something? Do I need to scale back, or do I need to add more? Am I on point to make my goal by the end of the year? So have some checks and balances in. Just don't set your goal and read it every day. Put your action plan in place. And when you put the action plan in place, you have to take action. You have to take action. You got to believe that you can achieve it, and you got to keep telling yourself it's already done. That's why I talk about the January letter, right? You know, you speak your January letter. You say, hey, everything that you try to accomplish, you read it like it was already done. Say, oh, what a great year 2018 was. You know, I achieved all my goals. I made this much financially. I took this many trips. I did this. Whatever your goals are, write them out in a letter to yourself as if they already happened. And put that letter somewhere where you can see it every day, or do like Carlos said, record it on your recorder on your phone and set it so it can play like every hour, every 2 hours, every 3 hours, 3 times a day, whatever works for you. But definitely put yourself a plan in place to achieve that goal. And if we working together, or if you coming to me in 2018, I want to see your goal. Every time we sit down and talk, if you don't have your goal, don't waste my time, because I don't know if I'm helping you if I don't know what point you're trying to reach.
Absolutely. Same here. If you're one of my agents, or you're working with me, or one of my mentees, definitely I want to see your goals and have something in place. If you don't have any goals, then that's telling me that you're not serious.
Yeah. Yep. And then, you know, we me and Carlos, we team up, like you say, you're going to have some people. I teach strictly wholesaling, and Carlos does the wholesaling and the rehab. So you guys, once you get through the wholesaling, if you want to learn the rehab, bam, you got somebody experienced right there with a history that's trustworthy, that you can actually step up, because you wholesale to pay the bills, you rehab to make the money, you buy and hold for generational wealth, right? So if once you want to go beyond the wholesaling point, you want to get into rehab, you got somebody experienced that's already doing it, that's been doing it for years, that you can trust, that say, hey, I want to learn this business. And what do you say? Y'all partner up. Y'all partnered up. He's not going to charge you $10,000, $20,000, and he's here. He's local. He's not going to run back to his corporate headquarters and you never see him again because he got that $20,000 out your pocket. Right?
Right. And a good thing, like right now, where I am with the projects that I'm on, I'm at basically, I'm at the beginning phase of one, so they can see how it starts before demo. Then I'm in the middle, about 75% finished one, so they can see where I am in that process. And then I have one that's completely done it on the market, I mean, not on the market, but about to be on the market and ready to go. So they'll be able to come through and see all phases of it, the permit process, what you got to go through dealing with contractors. But go ahead.
You hire yourself as a general contractor, save a ton because you know pretty much what to do. You don't just bring in another company and say, do this for me, right?
Right, yeah. So, because I have time freedom.
There you go.
I like to, because no matter how you look at it, you're going to be on the job at some point anyway, whether it's, picking out your finishings or, just coming to see, checking on the person that you hired, because there's a whole lot of stuff that can go wrong.
Yeah, see.
If you're not there. So, I just pick competent contractors or subs is what they call them. And then, they pretty much once you have your drawings and your plans together, that's your plan.
Right.
So a competent contractor know how to look at the plans and say, okay,
and just go to work.
Right, and go to work.
And then deviate from the plan could cost you a lot of money.
Right.
It could cost you that job. So cool. So oh man, what was my question? What was it? Get ready at? I don't know. So
but I would like to go back a few steps when you were talking about wealth versus riches. And I used to read a lot of Robert Kiyosaki's books, and one of the things he was saying there is, true wealth is measured by how long you could make it without having to physically get up and go to work.
Right.
Like how long will your money last you without you having to physically get up and go to work? And so, that go back to getting to a place where you buying and holding properties, or like you say, doing it through the stock market or whatever the case may be. And so that's, something that's not taught in schools.
Oh, nah.
You know what I mean?
They don't.
We don't learn that.
They don't.
But, we need to get on that page and start, get out of the mindset that you have to physically go work for money all the time, because that's not really the case. With technology, there's a lot of ways to make money.
Don't you love technology?
Yeah.
Man, I love technology.
And if you're not up on it, it can wipe you out too. So you got to stay up with it. Technology is wiping out so many businesses, and so you have to get on board.
But what he said, if you want to stay up, you got to read books. You say you read, right?
Yeah, I physically don't read, but I do the audio books.
Audio, which is the same, pretty much the same.
Audible.com. And, I download a lot of books, inspirational,
At least you
Zig
listen to
Ziglar
them. You get the books and listen to
all
them.
those good people,
That's a
yeah.
start. But that's what technology. You ain't got to read no more. You got somebody reading to you. Ain't that cool?
Yeah.
And that's funny because I just shared with that a couple weeks ago with my brokerage, because I try to, whatever I'm implementing, I try to share the information. It's not mandatory that they share that information, and when they do it, however, it's very important to me to read, because reading is like feeding your soul and feeding your mind. And a lot of people read, but what are you reading? Because I remember back in that day, probably about 25 years old, 20 years old, because I've always loved.
20 years old?
I thought you were supposed to say 25 years ago.
Yeah, I'm like, what?
But it was almost 25 years. It was 25
wasn't
years
even
ago.
born yet.
But I used to love to read. My favorite author was Donald Goines on Iceberg Slim and all those things. And, it was for entertainment.
Right.
But because I always liked to read, I shifted and I started reading self-help books, motivational books, books to refine your mind and help you learn about building wealth. So you can read those things, but when you're feeding your mind, you have to think. Like eating bad food, what are you digesting into your mind? So that's important when you're trying to do that shift in life as well. You have to look at what you're reading. If you don't have time to read, hey, audible.com. I've been doing it lately, and I've been putting it on that.
There's really no excuses.
With technology, you got the Fire Stick. Put it on Fire Stick. Put it on YouTube on the smart TVs that everybody has gotten. And let it play all night, and you hear it in your mind repetitively, then it becomes a part of you and your train of thought, because you're retraining your mind and your thoughts. and that's inside. And then you just hear so much great information.
Oh, Freakonomics.
That's a good book.
Yeah.
I was showing Carlos a book I was looking at yesterday on how to rob a bank. What was the book
Oh
say?
yeah, how to rob a bank. Because
When
we
to
went
rob
to
a bank.
bookstore.
I would say when to rob a bank.
Yeah, when to
Yeah,
rob a
when-
It
bank.
say when to rob a bank. I'm like, they actually write books like this, when to rob a bank. I'm like, oh my man, I don't want to buy that book. That might get me in trouble.
But this Freakonomics thing, like I've heard that terminology. I think they research a lot of different topics
Right.
and things like that.
Yep, man. I just love learning. I don't know why, but I love learning real estate. And like we said, we're gonna move more into the. We had Noble here. We're gonna move more into the commercial side this year too. So we're gonna be doing some stuff with commercial because I still need those 2 hotels, and I plan on getting those 2 hotels by the end of 2018.
Right, and I'm excited to announce if you're in Atlanta and you're a small brokerage and you're looking to partner because we just
Or if you
got
want
our
to sell it,
credentials.
we'll buy it.
Absolutely, we'll buy it. Or if you're an agent in Atlanta looking to change, please reach out to us.
Or if you're a buyer, a rehabber,
Right.
we taking over Atlanta. We taking over Atlanta.
But again, we have our credentials now in Atlanta, so we will be down there probably January and February. So we're excited about that.
Also locally, I decided to do more stuff in Baltimore this year too. So Baltimore, more in the county areas, but definitely Baltimore. Look out, we coming. We coming. We already got some stuff working on in Baltimore where we gonna just make a huge impact in Baltimore. So what they doing now, they just scratching the surface. We gonna go ahead and dig some big holes and plant our foundation. We taking over Baltimore.
Cool. What you have for us, Carlos?
You want to come to Baltimore with us, Carlo?
Yeah, I want to go to Baltimore, but definitely Atlanta, because that's one of
Oh,
my
you come.
goals
Yeah.
to be able to do business outside
why
of
we We vibe.
my area.
Oh, cool, awesome. Yeah.
Well, virtual wholesaling is something that we do too, and I was actually, I'll show you how that works, and we can bring people on board with this. Because, like I said, with technology, with a cell phone and a computer, guys, you can do this real estate investing, the wholesaling side anywhere. You can probably do it with the rehab, but it's a lot more risk with the rehab because you're not actually on site. But with the wholesaling, all you need is a cell phone and a computer, and you can wholesale anywhere. I'm ready to sell. I got a price for you.
Since
Sean.
you go ready to take your real estate class and you can sell your own
No,
property.
no.
Or you're an investor.
I'm gonna buy that
you
property before you get your license. Sean, I'm gonna make you an offer today. Check your email. It'll be over there today by the time the show over. That's hilarious. Yeah, so Def, you wanted to go in Atlanta? You had it on your plan?
I'm definitely gonna go with you. I
Oh,
didn't
cool.
know that was something that was
Yes, sir.
in your horizon. So
Yes,
I'm
sir.
definitely
Yeah.
let me know the day and time. And
What will you say about
I will
February?
go.
Yeah, probably about February.
Right. So, but again, when is your class starting?
Oh, January 6th. January 6th, the class starts at 10 a.m., 9664 Marlboro Pike, and it's wholesale. I teach wholesale. It's a 6-week class, so guys, commit yourself to 6 weeks. It's on a Saturday, right? But for people who can't make the weekends, I'm doing it on a Thursday, too, so you'll be a week behind. So that Saturday, then the next class was the 18th?
Yeah, the 18th.
The 18th. The Thursday class will start on the 18th and run every week, but it'll be like a week behind the class that starts on the 6th. So if you can't make the weekend or Saturday, then you can come on that Thursday. So since we're a week behind, people that started a week ahead, if you miss a week and want to come on that Thursday or you just want a refresher, you can come out that Thursday and get it. But it's 6 weeks and it's committed, and I guarantee if you follow the plan that I give you, I guarantee you by the end of those 6 weeks, you have 1 or 2 deals on the contract where you can actually start making some money.
And I can be their cash buyer.
There you go. There you go. I'm telling you guys, it just works.
So all they got to do is just show up.
That's it.
Just show up.
You already
stay
got a buyer in
consistent.
place. And tell them, say that again.
Show up and stay consistent.
Consistent. It's all about consistency in this business. It's like riding a bike, right? If you're riding a bike on a flat surface, once you stop pedaling, once you stop being consistent, you're going to drift for a while. But guess what? If you don't start pedaling again, you want to stop. You want to stop. So if you want to be consistent, you're going to have to keep pedaling. And the cool thing about it is, we was talking earlier, what if you can get somebody to pedal for you? So once you learn this business, and usually after the third deal, I show you how to put this on autopilot where you don't have to do all the marketing. You spending little or nothing to pay somebody to do all your marketing for you, and they probably generate more leads than you were in the first place. So they generating the leads. You got somebody closing your leads. You got somebody handling your closings, and all you doing is sitting back and getting what we call the mailbox money.
And the thing about that is, I really like that method, because when I look at real estate investing as a whole, I look at how competitive it is. Like when you out by yourself trying to do deals, you know, the amount of, so what I've been noticing is the amount of foreign investors that's here, the amount of cash buyers that you're competing with.
Yeah.
And so you need some type of competitive edge over what's going on in the market. And so why not team up with other people that's doing the same thing? And
There
then,
you go.
You know, you can work off each other's momentum.
Build that mastermind group where he's like,
Right.
hey.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, especially when you got good people that's out there doing it. If you got like a great company partner with another great company, oh my God, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
You're in trouble.
Right. And then the good thing about real estate is, you know, if it's structured properly, like nobody can run off on nobody.
Oh,
you know,
no,
the
they
house
can't.
can't move. And if the paperwork is done correctly,
Right.
you know, everybody gets paid at the settlement table.
And that's the thing. I was like, you ain't trying to rip nobody off, guys. It's like, it's enough out here for everybody. And usually, you know, I'm saying, hey, we don't sign no contracts. When I tell people, hey, look, I'm gonna show you everything, and I get paid when you close a deal. You can take that deal somewhere else. I don't care. But if you do, you can't come back to me, because there's enough out here for everybody. So once you screw yourself, I know you're not the type of person I want to be working with anyway. So, you know, the integrity level, because it's so much money, and like at the end of the day, you'll find out it's not about money. Because there's so much money to be made, we're not worried about one or two people that want to go rogue and take off and do something. We just know that you're not the type of person that we're going to take to that next level. You know what I'm saying? So, we're not out here ripping nobody off. I can tell you some people are. And in this area, we really got some really good people that's doing good things in this area that will teach you. So you don't have to actually stick with me or Carlos. It's several different people in this area that's really good what they do. And there's also some people in this area that's not as good at what they do. So, you know, when somebody say they're going to do it for free and you turn around and take off and steal from them, that's not cool. But it has happened in the past, but we just don't deal with those people no more. Right. So like you said, that's just the type of business we're in. And because there's so much money to be made in this business, where there's a lot of money, you'll find there's a lot of scams and a lot of rip-off artists and a lot of untrustworthy people. Isn't that right? Yep. Cool. What else you got? What you got going to New Year as far as regular real estate? What if I want a New Year special?
I have a couple properties for retail buyers.
Oh,
the rehabs that
what's your number, Carlo?
301-357-2767.
You got a couple of retail?
Right, I have a couple properties retail that will be on the market. Good rehab properties. One of them is a 4-bedroom, 2 full bath, Cape Cod, and the other one is going to be a 3-bedroom, 3-bath colonial.
Okay. Where are they located?
One is in District Heights. One is in one in District Heights. One in I can't even remember. Fema Heights.
Hey, guys, if you're looking for a house, right? If you're looking for a house right there, you got a seller right here where you're actually a real estate agent too, right?
Yeah, I have a license.
So Carlos is a licensed real estate agent too. But guys, look, if you're looking for a deal right now, you can go right to the owner and say, boom, investors. If you're looking for a rental property, I'm quite sure you can work something out with somebody want to buy and hold, right?
Right.
Agents. If you got buyers and they don't see what they looking at out here because the inventory is low, it's not good quality work out here, you might want to get in touch with Carlos. And the cool thing about working with Carlos is when he start rehabbing these houses, because he's rehabbing them, you can go find the buyers while he's working on these houses. So once they finish, boom, they can move right in.
Right, and then we also do free credit repair for first-time home buyers.
You can't beat that.
Free.
Free credit repair for first-time home buyers. You can't beat that. You can't beat that. Man. So y'all get rid of like $1 million tax debt, student loans, and all that.
Yeah, so we've gotten things like tax liens, bankruptcies, foreclosures, negative payments, credit card, negative repos, and all those sort of things off
That's
to
sweet.
get people qualified to purchase.
So, guys, look, you can say, hey, look, Carlos, look, I see this house that need work, right? I want to buy this house, but my credit ain't that good. He can go ahead, buy the house, start the rehab on it. While he's doing the rehab on it to make the property marketable, he could be cleaning your credit too. By the time he finished the house, your credit straight, you can actually go get a loan and buy from Carlos.
Right.
Man, you can't beat that.
People know today mortgages are way cheaper than rent these days.
Yeah,
So
it is.
If you
And
pay,
with that new tax law, buy yourself a home.
Yeah, mortgage. And the reason why mortgage loans are so much cheaper than a regular loan, a car loan, or a loan on a credit card, is because the return and the risk is pretty much lower than anything that the bank lend on. So the lending on money, their risk is minimum on default compared to lending on a car or lending on a credit card. That's why the rates are going to be the lowest on anything they lend is going to be on a home. Always, guaranteed.
I know there's people out here paying $1,800, $2,000, $2,500 for rent.
If you're paying anywhere between $1,800 or more for rent and you're not owning, that's crazy. You can show you a lot, and a lot of you guys probably paying that much thinking, I don't have the down payment or I can't afford it. If you're paying $1,800 a month, you could actually own a property. You can actually own something that's accumulating equity and building wealth over a period of time. Where when you're renting, right, all you're doing is paying down somebody else's mortgage, building their equity, making them rich.
Yeah, and so one of the other goals that I have is, I make extra payments to my principal on my primary residence, and so people are not aware of how much of a small $100 payment towards your principal will knock your principal down on your home.
You'd be
at the
surprised.
same time while the equity is going up. So
You'd be surprised how
another
much
benefit.
interest you can save over a year. You're surprised. If you spend an extra $100 a month for what? You say you got a 15-year mortgage, spend an extra $100 a month?
yeah, you could probably knock it down in half.
Wow, and save like thousands of dollars
Yeah,
in it.
because everybody knows when you buy a house, you paying for. If you wait to 30 years.
Did you
know,
see the numbers?
paying-
If you went to close, guys,
show
go
you the
back
numbers,
and
too.
pull your paperwork out. Look at those numbers, and that's why I love. And one of the things I teach, when you stacking your money from wholesaling, buy the property free and clear, fix it up, and sell the property using owner financing, where you become the bank. Because if you look at them closing statements and look at if you keep that property for 30 years and you pay that money and that interest, look at what the bank is making, right? Yeah. So if you own that property free and clear, why not you be the bank? Instead of letting them go get a loan and the bank make all that money, be the bank yourself. Be the bank yourself. So that's one of the things I teach, how to go get these properties and you become the banker. And that's one of the reasons why we're going to Baltimore, because Baltimore has the opportunity, because the prices, can actually hold more real estate. And compared to D.C. and Prince George's and Montgomery County and Fairfax, you're looking at 400, 500,000 on up. As in Baltimore, you can probably get some of these rental properties at 80,000, 90,000, or somewhere between $120,000 or less. And just by wholesaling, so the wholesaling fees are ranging from $5,000 to $40,000, $50,000 plus. But I can show you how you can actually be consistent on wholesaling, making a minimum of $10,000 per deal. Do 10 deals, take that $100,000, go buy a property in Baltimore, sell it using owner finance, and now you have that passive or that residual income coming in, and you wash, rinse, and redo. But another one I teach is you can actually get the owner, to hold a note where you give them some now and give them the rest later. So you can go buy those properties, like I said, that Now Laters. Remember Now Laters? Eat some now, save some for later. So if they make an $80,000 profit, right? You say, how about if I give you $30,000 now and give you $50,000 over the next 50 months, where I give you $1,000 a month, so that free up some of your capital, and now you can have that property cash flowing for you.
Yeah, and then a lot of times people, they think that Baltimore is the place to go, and I'm not knocking Baltimore,
Right?
But you can still get Baltimore prices in PG County, but they're gonna have to come to your class to
Figure
find that
how.
out.
Yep. Yeah.
You can get Baltimore price properties here
sure
in
can.
PG County.
You sure can. You can do the same thing. It's actually you can do it in DC too. You can do it in unbelievable. You can you know you're talking about $1 million properties. Oh man, I love technology. It's got a lot to do with tech. I mean, I love it. He's right, but you come to class. Come to class. As a matter of fact, you don't have to wait to the class to bring Carlos a property. So if you got a property right now, you need to sell them. If you got a property that you own that's sitting vacant, I'm talking to. If you got a property that you own that's sitting vacant, it's like, why not call them, say, hey, look, this property's sitting vacant. How about if I continue to pay the mortgage on it while you rehab it, then after you rehab it, we split the profit? Would you be willing to do that?
Yeah, definitely.
See? Hey, guys, you sitting on some vacant stuff, talk to them.
Yeah, that cuts out a huge cost.
Yeah. Yeah, so cool. So it's more than one way to skin a cat. That's why once you learn this business, you'll love it. And like I said, I've been doing it about 20 years, and I still don't know everything about this business, but I love learning about this business. It's so rewarding. So many ways to make money in this business. So many ways.
Right. So explain this, because I heard you say something. You put that up. What was that?
The January letter?
January letter.
Yeah, explain that to me, because that's something new for me.
And
I think I want to incorporate that.
Yeah, it's called a January letter. So every January you sit down and you take your goals and you write them out in the letters if they already happen. Let me read this one. So it say, wow, 2020, this is what? 2027. So wow, 2018, what an incredible year. So you do the year that's ahead of you. What an incredible year you had. It was by far the absolute best year of my life. My career completely took off. And then you put how much you made. I made $5 million this year without working hard at all, which was amazing. Everything seemed to come together perfectly in my real estate business. I consistently flipped 30 properties a month, made an average of $40,000 per deal. The best part is I developed a team that does most of the work. I built a huge cash buyers list of 4,000 names and phone numbers and emails, and I can send an email and sell a property in 3 days or less. I was able to tithe and donate $100 million a year, which is more than I have done previous years, and I feel great about it. As for my family, you get the idea, right? My wife, my husband, my girlfriend, my boyfriend and I, whatever, my kids and I, went on vacations to Bump 2018. We had the best time of our life. I finally reached my ideal weight up for those who are trying to lose weight. And I feel better than ever. I consistently read 30 books this year. I consistently, whatever you want to consistently do, I consistently make money. I've read how many books you want to read, like 60 books this year, and I've really furthered my education and feel highly confident in my direction for the future. So, you write your year out as if it's already happened, and you put this somewhere where you can see it on a daily basis, or I like Carlos' idea, you read this to yourself on an audio and put it on your phone, and play it to yourself at least 3 times a day. Like he said, 7 o'clock when you get up, noon when you go to lunch, then 7 p.m. when you're sitting down about to turn on that idiot box. Play it to yourself. Or you might want to do it when you get up in the morning and right before you go to bed at night. Cool.
So the January letter is saying what you want to do ahead of time and putting that out into the universe so it comes back to you in a boomerang effect. And we're at 12:59. So
act as if it's already happened.
So we are thanking you guys and so excited about this new year. 2018 coming. This is the last day of the year. So never too late to do your goals. Never too late to put in place what you want to do. So I'm wishing everyone a prosperous 2018. And for me, I'm hoping to connect with more people in the community so that we all can grow and be great together. And hit me up or inbox me on Facebook or just post it on my page. What's going on great tonight?
Cool.
Let's
right.
celebrate and be happy together.
Go by the hill. Yes.
And focus on your plan A. We're not worrying about plan B's in 2018.
You hear that, guys?
Focus on your plan A.
Plan A. Get rid of plan B, because plan B means you plan on failing, right?
Right. You got some doubt about plan A.
Ain't no doubt. Plan A. Go with plan A. What else you got, Carlos, before we close?
That's about it, man. It was great coming out.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
So it was great having you out,
Yes,
and
sir.
all the great information you shared. I learned a lot in just the hour that we had. So we're excited to have you, and we'll have you back soon.
Yeah, we doing business. We appreciate you guys. Thank you guys for a great year. Everybody be safe, have fun, enjoy your new year, and we see you next year, guys.
Yes, Happy New Year.
Peace and love. You get a piece. Love it. We out.